Stockholm, Sweden, June 12, 1972. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, arrived today to address the first United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. She was met by the Secretary General of the conference, Mr. Maurice Strong, who escorted Mrs. Gandhi to the rostrum.
It is clear that the environmental crisis which is confronting the world will profoundly alter the future destiny of our planet.
The very fact that the conference began with 113 participating countries with very high-level delegations from those countries, this in itself represented a very significant step forward, because this demonstrated more than anything else the real concern of the majority of countries in the world.
Now the pressing questions are not where and when did the human journey begin, but how and whether it will continue. The United Nations Environmental Program, formed in 1972, UNEP as it's called, monitors our relationship with the land, air, and water essential to survival.
But in fact, what you and I and other ordinary people around the world can do will not by itself save the natural world. The great decisions, the great disasters that face us can only be dealt with by governments. And that's why this organization is so important.
All nations gathered here can be proud of what we have achieved.
I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty, what a wonderful place this earth would be.
Poverty is the most toxic element in the world. And if we cannot link environment precaution with the overcoming of poverty, we can never convince the developing countries to go in this direction.
It gives me great pleasure to be here this morning.
And this is why the notion of the green economy, the idea of decoupling economic growth from the consumption and the pollution footprint of our societies, has become such a critical imperative.
Green economy implies to start a massive effort to change the world.
So, Your Holiness, this is a very special building. It is 100% solar power. So, solar power. Water is harvested from the roof and used for the gardens. In this building here, we have the United Nations Environment Program, and our work is on climate change very much, and also on ecosystems, ozone layer, chemicals. It is about the relationship of humanity and nature. Your Holiness, this is a very special elephant. You know, for Africa, conservation of wildlife is very important, but pollution is also a big problem. This elephant is made by Kenyan business who collect the plastic waste on the coast and make it into these sculptures. So this is the gift that I hope will accompany you on your very important journey through life. Thank you. Thank you so much. Addressing the world just a few days, as you will in a moment, before the Paris Climate Conference, with the future of this planet literally hanging in the balance, you remind world leaders, business leaders, and individual citizens that we each have not only a responsibility, but as you emphasized again yesterday, an obligation to act on what our conscience tells us to be right. In this very pivotal year, your powerful notion of the globalization of indifference speaks to the heart of the practical and ethical challenges ahead, both to reach a climate change agreement in Paris, indeed, and to deliver it within a much broader and holistic spectrum of sustainable development that must leave no one behind.
Deseo agradecer la amable invitación. Dentro de pocos días,
in a few days' time,
en París,
an important meeting on climate change will begin in Paris,
donde la comunidad internacional
where the international community as such will once again confront these issues.
Sería triste,
it would be sad,
me atrevo a decir,
and I dare say
hasta
even catastrophic,
que los intereses particulares prevalezcan sobre el bien común y lleven a manipular la información para proteger sus propios proyectos.
We cannot be silent about forms of illegal trafficking which arise in situations of poverty and which in turn lead to greater poverty and exclusion. The illegal trade in diamonds and precious stones, rare metals, and trade in products of great strategic value such as wood, biological material and animal products, as well as ivory trafficking and the consequent killing of elephants.
Y la consecuente matanza de elefantes alimenta la inestabilidad política, alimenta el crimen organizado y el terrorismo. También esta situación es un grito de los hombres y de la tierra que tiene que ser escuchado por la comunidad internacional. Sea con todos y cada uno de sus pueblos. Gracias.
Paris is known as the City of Light. The City of Light is now more than ever a beacon of hope for the world, lighting the way towards the betterment of humanity. There is no doubt that the global climate change agreement we seek must be part of what Paris has become. Distinguished delegates, the eyes of the world have been on Paris for weeks. Now, the eyes of millions of people around the world are on you.
C'est un jour historique que nous vivons. La France accueille 150 chefs d'État et de gouvernement, des milliers de délégués venus de tous les continents. Jamais une conférence n'avait accueilli autant d'autorités venues d'autant de pays. Mais jamais, je dis bien jamais, l'enjeu d'une réunion internationale n'avait été aussi élevé. Car il s'agit de l'avenir de la planète, de l'avenir de la vie. C'est au nom de la justice climatique que je m'exprime aujourd'hui devant vous. C'est au nom de la justice climatique que nous devons agir.
You are here today to write the script for a new future. A future of hope and promise, of increased prosperity, security, and dignity for all. A political momentum like this may not come again. You have the power to secure the well-being of this and succeeding generations. You have the moral and political responsibility for this world and for us and succeeding generations. History is calling. I urge you to answer with courage and vision, and I count on your strong leadership and commitment to make this world better for all. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Nous souhaitons, mes collègues ministres et négociateurs et moi-même, qu'en ce premier jour, mesdames et messieurs les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, vous donniez l'impulsion politique indispensable et que vos interventions soient si fortes qu'elles interdisent toute autre issue que le succès. Le mot historique est souvent galvaudé, mais aujourd'hui, il ne l'est pas. Ensemble, Faisons de la conférence de Paris le succès historique que le monde attend.
A world that is worthy of our children, a world that is marked not by conflict but by cooperation, and not by human suffering but by human progress. A world that's safer and more prosperous and more secure and more free than the one that we inherited. Let's get to work. Thank you very much.